the select board meeting to order for Monday, April 8th. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Mr. Martin, you have some stuff for us?
We have 4 Dufresne rentals.
Okay.
First one is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. It's a youth fishing event for June 1st, 2024, arriving 8 a.m., departing 1 p.m. No liquor, number of people 100. They're looking to reserve the large pavilion, access to the pond, and bathrooms. The next one is the memorial at the dog park on Friday, July 19th, 2024, arriving 11:30 a.m., departing 1:30 p.m. No alcohol, number of people 35 to 40. They're looking for pavilion number 1 on the Taylor Street side. Next one is a 5K 2-mile walk, catered meal, and a fundraiser for September 1st, 2024, arriving 7 a.m., departing 2 p.m. Liquor authorized, not at this time. Maximum number of people, 100 to 200. Area requested is the parking lot area, the open field, wooded areas on either side of the open field, and the pavilion. And the last one is a picnic, a group picnic on September 14th, 2024, arriving 10:30 a.m., departing 3:30 p.m. Liquor authorized, no. Number of people 70, and they are looking for the large pavilion, gazebo, and the large field. The next item is a email I received from Athea Christensen from Amherst College. You have a copy of it in front of you. Basically, she is looking to do a study regarding habitat destruction and fragmentation due to the people being in the area where animals usually have their habitats. Basically, she is looking at setting up cameras along the Holyoke Range. One of the areas is within the confines of the town of Granby. And basically, she is looking for permission to allow them to set up camera arrays to monitor human and wildlife activity. And if you look on page 2, it's a 500 by 500 meter grid where there will be each of the 50 cameras we placed along the trail as close to the center point as possible. And basically, they'll be taking pictures and trying to determine if human interaction or recreation is affecting the local wildlife. And she's seeking permission from the board to be able to put these cameras up on the parcel that is within the town of Granby.
I see no problem with it.
I just say we table it, so we run it by a town council, which is no issues with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
just
fine.
make sure there's no liability, anything on our part with cameras and stuff being on our property, so I don't know. Someone gets hurt or something, like.
There's hunters up there already now who have cameras all over the place.
So are you giving approval subject to town council approval?
I'm okay with it, this town council's okay with it.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll run it by town council tomorrow, and if he has no issues, then I'll let Ms. Christensen know that she's okay to put the cameras up.
Just let the guy, Attorney Costa was just trying to call him.
Thank you for the update.
Yeah. Now be dope. No, he called me. I want the answer.
You know where you're gonna be?
And then the second is an email from the town clerk. Again, she is appealing to the board to consider 12 to 7 for the polling hours for the election instead of the 12 to 8. And she turns around and gives the board some data from prior elections. And I'm not sure if the board wants to change their original polling hours of 12 to 8 to 12 to 7.
Well, I want to respect Kathy's wishes, but as I look at the numbers and the figures, I mean, during COVID is when they all spiked as far as up to 600, as far as mail-in ballots. And then, in 2023, it went down to 233. Basically, a third of what it was the prior 3 years. So, I had more people voted by mail during COVID. I mean, obviously that's there. So, but so I am willing to compromise, go down to 7 o'clock. But
6.
no, I'm willing to compromise without 7.
Oh, instead of 8. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah. And then I'm sure it'll come up next year again. So
Yes.
comes up every year and we'll see and see what the feedback from the public is on it, because that's who we do it for. And so people have the opportunity to vote when they want to vote.
It could, the traditional 9 to 5ers would be out of work and they could still get there for 6 and 7. If they're 5:30, they can get there for 7. The late regulars.
People have things after work,
Yeah.
kids, family,
Yeah.
dinner, all this other stuff that comes involved in that. So it's again, if we hear feedback or pushback saying, they need additional time, that's what we gotta look at. Our responsibility is to the voters that have an ample amount of time to vote. So we're going from like 8 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. We're really cutting that almost in half.
Yeah. Starting
So it's 4 hours out of it. So we go to 12 to 7 and see how that works.
And Chris, in my understanding, the mail outs only have to be done for the primary elections, right? And the presidential.
No, because there's a box that you checked that says you want all election ballots mailed to you. That'll include our town election also. And that's why she's looking for 12 to 7, because she'll be mailing out 900 ballots for just the regular town election. And she feels she'll get a large enough response back that warrants not staying open to.
Which in the past, we haven't gotten that large turnout besides during COVID.
Correct. Correct.
I'm okay with that compromise.
Yeah, 12 to 7 is good.
What do you say?
I think 6 is pushing it too close if we go out at 5:30.
Yeah.
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 We'll go with that and we'll see how it goes. Next on our agenda, the discussion for the senior workout project.
So, I did some research for us yesterday just to try and help. Last year when we looked, there was no literature out there from the other towns. They were all working on their own senior workout programs. So I was able to find a variety of them. Town of Hartford, City of Chicopee, there's tapping mats on here, there's not tapping mats on here. So I tried to get a variety of it, just to see what we wanted for our criteria. And DLS also highly recommends us doing, or all towns and municipalities doing that, tax work-off program. So I gave that literature as well, which is the, I think the very last one, that just highly recommend. So they have a tax work-off program for seniors and for veterans. It says up to $1,500.
What was the amount from the finance committee? What was the amount?
Or how many slots for me?
Well,
Well,
the issue is how much does the town want to commit to this program?
right, so it's,
So the issue is you can earn up to $1,500 by volunteering your time. The question is, if you want to offer it to 10 people, it's 15,000 that you're gonna want to put aside for this program. If you want to go to 25, you're talking, another 10,000 on top of that, you're talking another 7 or 8 people. Okay? So you're talking 10 at 15, 18 at 25, 20 at 30. What does the board wish to commit as a number for this?
well, again, what is the finance committee think we're? It's easier to have a number to work with and then come up with what we want to do. I think $1,500 per person is too much.
But that's by state law.
No.
That's up to, but that's by state law, up to 1,500.
But this,
He does 500.
right, typically it's 500. I'd rather impact more people or lesser amount.
Okay. And if you look at Hadley, they have an income. They have an income base with 60% of the estimated state median income, which is available probably online every year.
And then one we just 15, right?
Yes.
So it's-
It's not 12, yes.
Yeah, I was like, Town of Hartford still has their volunteer work at 12. That doesn't work.
That's illegal at this point.
Well, it's not illegal. They're not paying it. It's volunteer.
But you still have to pay a minimum wage of $15 an hour.
Up to the cap amount. That.
So they would roughly work 33 hours to get that $100. Kathy also does $1,000 for their property tax credit, whether you're a senior or a veteran, and you would work at $15 per hour. Which again would be your, so for that one, it'd be a total of $67. So we would be able to, if we did 15,000, we'd be able to help 15 people. And if you did the 500, we'd help that. But they would still have to apply every year for this program as well. We also have to think about how many jobs are available for volunteer work as well. I know that's about 30 jobs in town.
Well, you reached out to everybody. Did you, Crystal?
Yeah, they didn't specify exactly how many. I think the treasurer said one, I think the librarian said 2. Maybe more depending on what events and stuff they have going on at the library.
Mhm.
I don't have that paper in front of me. I don't know if you have it upstairs, Chris, where, but I don't remember what the police department's done.
Police department, I think, said they didn't have anything available.
Right.
Um,
Fire department,
assessors had nothing available.
so I think it was the clerk, the treasurer, library.
Said that possible scam.
I don't think they've gone forward with that program at this point in time.
Oh, with the assessors, yeah, you're right.
The,
Council on Aging said they'd bring some, don't you?
I'm sure the tax collector could probably use help stuffing envelopes.
Well, we gotta start somewhere. We can always revisit or tweak it next year. Well, I was thinking something along the line of $20,000. $100 cap for each individual. What they're doing, this, I guess the stipend would be the $15 an hour. With a max of, you can earn $500. That would allow us, say, if everybody maxed out at 500, that allow us at least 40 people.
Okay, you figured out the math already.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And that's if everybody maxed out with the 33 hours. And I don't think everybody would. But it's a starting point for us. Then, you know, we need to look at it next year to increase it, then that's something we can do. But we're starting off with something.
Can you say the numbers I looked at? So you said $20,500 max, 33 hours on 40 people.
Yes.
So you're opening it up to 40 people?
Well, I'm hesitant, I don't know, a little bit lower. Maybe do after that until we know how long the programs are doing. But you don't want to give more and then take that away, right? Is what you're looking at.
So for a whole year,
Well,
this is an entire year. So you're looking at 40 individuals. In an entire year, but if they maxed out 33 hours.
and with this program, be in addition to their tax abatements and property exemptions, which soon.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Those are other sections of the law.
Okay.
If we get 40, great. If we don't, well, that's okay too. Yeah. But I'd rather us have spots available than do it and not have spots available for people who wanted to do it. And then kind of re-up it next year. In reality, 40 spots is really a lot, like how many seniors and vets that we have.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to, is it per household or is it per senior? Because you may have two seniors in the same household. They both qualify, so that's $1,000 if they max out.
I think it's per property.
Those are the things you have to make sure.
And do you wanna, out of that 30 people slot, are we also gonna have a veterans tax write-off, same thing? Not the same amount of people, but they would be part of the 40 people.
For part of it. You could get, two seniors that live in the same household. When one works 15 hours, they work 18 hours, they max out. I mean, that's something to look at too. If you could say it's $500 per person or per household.
I think if we're trying to make the, more impact on the community, I think I would do 500 max per household. That way we reach 40 different people.
40 different households.
Well,
Yeah.
40 different households. Instead of,
Who's for
we would reach 40 people, but if we allow husband and wife to do it, then they get the 1,000, and then that takes away from somebody else that produced it in their house. So it's like double and double.
be interesting how many jobs versus how many people are gonna actually apply.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is that. Yes,
Do they have,
but if you have a household together where,
no, I get, yeah,
yeah,
it could be,
a husband and wife or something like that, or either way, wherever hours, we're saying, well,
it doesn't.
if you do
say-
33 hours, why can't we just put it up together? We can
Yeah.
max it out. That's what, you know,
Oh, I see.
because they're still
So it'd
not,
still be 500,
still 500.
Okay.
They're not taking any more money out of it.
but maybe they have a skill that the other one doesn't, that they can do.
But they just contribute together to maximize it, or the household.
I find it interesting that there's not a household income on this premium.
The household income?
It doesn't say, it just says maximum income, 60% of the state median. It doesn't say if it's individual or household.
It says household size.
Yeah, that's the number of people living in the household.
So,
So if
you
you,
mean like if husband and wife aren't filing taxes together?
So household is two,
yeah,
because we're saying per property, per parcel. We're not talking per.
no, I'm going about the income.
Right.
I'm going to income size.
But I'm just saying is if it's a husband and wife, because like in South Hadley's, they ask them, what is your current property? What's the address
Yeah,
that you're looking to seek the abatement for?
yeah,
Well, your household size can be different. You can be seniors and have 5 people in your household.
Oh, I know. I know you can.
Do we want to go 60 or 65 for seniors? Is that same going?
no, what, 60 I read somewhere?
60 was on Hadley, 65 was on South Hadley's.
Well, to participate in the senior lunch program, it's 60.
Yeah,
So I'd go 60.
that
No,
must be 60 years old. Yeah,
be consistent of some of the practices that we already have. Sure.
well, here it is. A taxpayer must only one tax credit per family per calendar year.
They might have toy like that. But again, we need to start somewhere,
Yeah,
and then we can
but adjust it out.
adjust it. Time goes on and we'll tweak it and improve it. We see that. Make a better product.
It's 500 per 40 households. $500. Open it up to 40.
And we may have more, because you may have people who just don't end up maxed out at the end, so, you know, you still have extra money, and maybe have more. You know, you have more for. But 40 would be the max for us. I mean, 40 would be, if everybody maxed out, that's 500.
Yeah, yeah, you put a cap on it. You never know if you're gonna reach that 40 anyhow. But
Right, yeah. But I'm saying, I hate to say we're, at the end of it, we still have $5,000 left. You know, and we have 40, I had 40 people, why not opening up to more people if we still have the money there?
Do you want the deadline for this to be the same and not fall? So that they're ready to, volunteer in June, right?
Yeah, I think we should.
But you say that was 33? 500, what else is
Well, roughly, the max out, it's 33 hours.
33 hours? That's what the 33.
Which department do you want to oversee this? I'm looking at Harvard, and it's the Council on Aging who does it in the town of Harvard.
Same thing with the administrative assistant for the senior center does it.
But that would make sense, don't you think? The COA director?
Yeah.
She's gonna know the seniors.
Right.
But you look at South Hadley and it goes to the HR department.
our HR department, Kathy.
Me,
She is.
Well, why don't we do it this? Why don't we do it this way? And we start off with, if you're available, Chris, we can start off with you. And in conjunction with the counseling agent director. Because we have a new one right now, which is a brand new program for us, so it's kind of, I'd rather have someone that has some knowledge and experience with it beforehand. And then maybe after next year, we transition it into that role of the COA director. With that person knowing that beforehand that's coming their way. And they can be part of it from the get-go. Maybe that's just having a.
So is this gonna be a 1099 position or a W-2 position?
Then we don't have to take a taxes up. It comes down as like a gift or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be an abatement of the taxes.
Yeah, so gifts or something, but yeah. They're receiving something.
I don't know if you guys saw the last page, but they have like certain dates and stuff that we can look into. You know, if they're volunteering in the summer, in the fall, or the winter, and the spring, and they have certain deadlines, so that's the end now.
Do that.
But I don't think we would have enough time to obviously get it started for the spring. But they can apply in the fall for start in January.
Right, it gives us time to get the word out there, get all the information together that we need to get together. Well, I'm sure there's some things around that run by town council as far as liability and things like that, and
And do like, I don't know, do something out. But that's the thing, just really nice too, so it helps.
something we can do.
Overseen by, we're gonna start off with Chris. So the new COA director.
Yeah. With that person, I have it introduced to them as part of their responsibility.
Yeah.
Person, we gotta pass that town meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the seven ready, they don't, they do,
No.
we're ready.
no, because they're raising it through the allowance for abatements and exemptions. That's just raised on the recap. That's never approved at town meeting.
So that's go to town meeting.
No,
What we're. Okay. Because we're taking money away from the tax base.
but we're providing for it on our recap.
Right.
Well, it's not something that's actually voted during the budget process or any of that nature. I'm gonna read the DLS bulletin a little bit more. Because you read little pieces here and there, whatever they work is considered wages for federal tax purposes.
Right.
So they have to figure out how do we report that to the federal government,
But again, 1099, same thing you do with like a lottery winning.
you know.
And yet they, it's with send it to them that because they're receiving some type of compensation for the work they're doing.
But it's interesting because if you do a 1099, you're just reporting for federal payroll purposes, but do we have to take out from Medicare as a deduction for the wages earned? And I don't know either. So that's what I'm
One thing we
saying.
have to find out.
I need to do a little more research on the financial ends of it, so.
Yeah, if it's our intention to get them 500 off of their taxes, the tending range appropriate, but then if we do the W-2s on it, they're never gonna get the 500, it looks like a regular paycheck.
Well, what we be 1099, but the thing is too that most of the people that are looking to qualify for this are gonna be in a lower tax bracket, most of them anyways. That you're trying to provide something to the people that are in need for it, so. And I would imagine those are the people that are gonna come out for it, that are in need for it.
Keep rolling.
Again, like, so we're just, we gotta start somewhere.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Starting, and then we'll go from there and make adjustments. As we go move along.
Leslie here too, have selected for placement in this program, but I understand I would be hired as a temporary at-will town employee without benefits.
Okay.
So those are the questions to be answered. We'll follow up on it. Move forward after we see some of those additional answers.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about regarding?
I did get an email from Open Space Committee. They were gonna look into the signs for the open space survey. They want to go live on May 1st. But due to the tight budget of Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, they can't do the lawn signs that they looked into. So if the town wants to put up signs at the different parks in the open space areas, we would have to pick up that cost. So I told them I would bring it to you guys, but we don't know how much the signs would cost. We'd have to get their QR code for their survey to put on our signs. And then put pictures of the open space places, some of them, not all of them, on the side as well. As a yard sign. So we could put one on each side of Dufrane's Park. We could put one on Brown Ellison, the front field and the back field. But again, it's something that we would have to pick up as a cost for us.
How excited to talk to you.
I would put it in that sandy plains, right? It's all wooded.
Yeah, that was.
So I would do probably 2 at Dufrane's, 1 on each side, 2 at Brown Ellison. There's a couple other on the list, but those are like the 2 main park areas that people go. So,
What's it gonna cost us per sign, $100?
yeah,
Does it just have to be at the parks only?
any open space and recreation area that we use. So
Because if we're trying to get them to fill out a survey, can we can we throw it out here? Can we throw it on public safety's front lawn? Things of that nature along 202?
You could probably, probably get 20 signs, or something like that.
All right, so
$5 to $8 a piece or something like that. It gets a
How
good,
much do political signs cost?
so like that, like $5 to $8.
Depends on how big and how many.
Well, it sounds to me it's gonna be about the size of a political sign.
That's it, guys. I don't think you spend more than a couple $100. Put them out there we need.
right, so I will reach out to them or get back to him and tell them that we are interested in doing it, get the QR code, send it to Kathy. Is this something that you want me to design on the open space committee? Do you want me to, or would you guys like to do?
I don't really,
Design it.
they may have something.
I don't know, that this was the first time that, because I had mentioned it because I thought, being out in
Yeah.
open space, you want them to take a survey. If there's a QR code on a sign, they'll take a survey. But
I'm just wondering if you want to see if PVPC has a template.
I can, but they said they've never done the sign before. So I
Okay.
don't know if they will.
All right.
So I can find one online and work with something like that, because you're just uploading a QR code and pictures.
I'm sure there's, you go online, I'm sure there's some signs out there
Yeah.
that'll fit it. Just change the name.
And I have to collect the photos from the open space anyways. They want an updated one, so I have to still go around to the properties and get them. So I can use those photos that I get to signs. But they want to make the survey go live on May 1st. They are not going to translate it, because there's too many rare languages in the school district, and it would be too costly for them to do that. They said that they could translate it into Spanish if that's something that we wanted, but we don't really have a high Spanish population in Granby. So they're leaving it up to us to decide if we should translate it into Spanish or not. Definitely gonna have the English one. If any of the families in town help, I can always reach out to the ELL teacher and ask her to help the survey.
I'm sure Google has a translator if need be.
Where you can just copy and paste the question and put it in your Google Translate.
You know, you can try and do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or any of the other ways.
We can obviously help not doing it. So.
And I did get an email about the MVP 2.0 that we went for last year, and they said that our plan was not old enough or outdated enough. So they took towns that were more outdated than us. But it is open again if we want to just change, open up that same form that we did out and call you guys and submit it again to update our MVP plan.
Now you're over.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt.
No. Not doing it. Worse than it says no.
So that action grant is open until Wednesday, April 24th. So I would have to have it ready for the next meeting. Chris, do you remember, because I know you and I were both working on it, remember what the credentials are to get in? I would have to look at
Let
it.
me go back and see if I can find it. It was MVP 2.0 last time, right?
Yeah.
That's it. We can move into our executive session. I like to do so. Just I know we have people that are waiting for it, so as respect for their time. So with that said, we're gonna move into executive session for this evening. We'll just pretty much follow each other. Under Mass Law 38-21-2, and it says for the purpose of negotiations for contract with personnel. So with that, I'm going to a roll call vote, and we will adjourn our meeting at the end as well. After our executive session. Roll call vote, Sexton, aye.
Bowler, aye.
Do you think I'm?